What's good, everybody? This is your girl, Sweebellajae. It is day 29 of the 30-day sewing challenge, and I want to welcome all my new subscribers and welcome my returning guppies and everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Today is going to be an easy day. No sewing. We're going to keep it quick. We're going to keep it simple, and I'm going to give you some helpful tips that will guide you on creating your next sewing project. So let's get started, shall we? Disclaimer: we are not going to be talking about the pieces that were already sewn that's in this box. No, 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 no. Remember, when I first started out, I said sewing is a release. It helps, relieve tension. It was my go-to. And not just sewing clothing. I'm talking about quilting. And it started with Brenda Kaufman. She is I consider her a friend, a mentor in my quilting realm, because she was the one that got me started. And I'm going to show you some pieces that I was creating on my downtime last year. Literally, I don't remember doing some of these pieces this year, but there's some pieces here. And when I say some pieces, a lot, plenty. So let's get this going. A piece that I want to showcase is yes. Look at that. That is a big piece. One of my first pieces when I first started sewing with Brenda is this. It was supposed to be by hand, but when I got my sewing machine, I said, guess what? We're going to do this by the sewing machine. And this was one of my first projects. Isn't that pretty? The colors, they blend so well. And this is supposed to be for a pillow. That is supposed to be for a pillow. I'm not finished. I have to do the outside and the back. And we have this. Another piece for a pillow. Decorative pillows. It could be a placemat. It could be a piece that you put on the center of a table to hold the vase so it doesn't scratch up your surface. Whatever. You could put this in a picture frame and use it as wall art. It's endless. Another one I showcased this before. And the person who inspired me to do this was Darlene Michaud, and I'm going to put her particular video below. This is like stained glass wonky quilting. This is what this is. Yes. These are the newest pieces. I'm going to put some links below to some websites such as City Quilters. They're no longer in the city any longer. They closed the store, but they do have a website where you can purchase fabric with that New York theme in it. And it looks like this with these pieces. Some of these pieces like this top piece, this with the lines, these two pieces, Grand Central, and down here. These two pieces I bought. I believe that's from Walmart. So you see what sewing does after a stressful day? This is what I did every day. Just about every other day, or I'm not sure how many days. I need to create a journal and showcase when I sew. Like a quilting log. Every day that I pick up a piece and I start connecting pieces. That's why I felt it so helpful, because there was no pattern needed. Is whatever came to mind. And that's what I meant, that sewing is helpful to relieve stress, to relieve pressure. You don't know. And there's no, oh my gosh, it's a mistake. No, no. City Quilters, the cabs, the maps, the train, the stations, and this piece right here, these two pieces. Yes. Another one of my first pieces. The dark blue pillow one. The dark blue one is for Shakira, and this is for Tweety. And the last piece, which is the craziest one, look at that. This was recent. It reminds me of something I should be wearing right here. Like a lapel. I think I'm going to add this to a top. It's going to be my sewing top, and that's going to be, they'll be like, OMG, she's quilting. I think that's what I'm going to do. I did not know it was going to come out that way, but I love it. It's my little doodad. So, I am not sponsored for this video. My own opinion. I would like to say this is a mood time, but this is not. But I definitely recommend these two books. I really, really recommend it. They're easy on the eyes. They're easy to read. And you don't have to read it the first day. But getting into quilting, you can sew any which way you want, just like I did. After a while, you really need to understand the guidelines, the rules, how to get visualization, the contrasting colors that you want to do, and whether or not they blend well. And it's crazy because I received this with the small square, this template and that little block from one of the quilting magazines. And so when I look in this book that I got for less than $5, I was like, wait a minute. I don't believe that this is in here. And it finally went, duh, and I opened my eyes and I finally was receptive to learning something new. You have to be open and willing to want to learn something new. It's so important. I know it's in here. I know it's in here. Here it goes. I didn't understand about colors and until I saw this. Sorry about the lighting. Look at that. I did not understand that. This book is really good. It gives you pages to create your own notes, your own footnotes. It says, my notes for tools, notions, and supplies. Then it has another chapter where it says, my notes for fabric and color. Then it goes into grids. And then it gives you ideas for piece blocking. You got the squares. You got mini squares, triangle pieces, and the octagon shapes. So it gives you grids all throughout here to show you how to showcase your pieces, how to attach them, how to sew everything, how to embroider. Everything is in here. I suggest getting your hands on this book, okay? The Better Homes and Garden Complete Guide to Quilting. You definitely want this book. This retails for $19.95. If you can find this on Amazon or on eBay, get your hands on this. As well as The Idiot's Guide, As Easy as It Gets, Quilting. This is really a fun read. I was happy when I started reading it. This is another one that gives you guidance onto how to sew, and I think they are both useful, very useful, and they give you definitely tips and tricks, and resources are in here. For me, my only resource that I can tell you is giving you the links to buy other grids. You can go to Joann's and pick these up. Joann's is definitely a great place to pick up items. You also have, you can go to Mood Fabrics. You can go to the website. You can go on to the simplicity.com, or right here for creativegrids.com, and check out their grids, what they have available. I know that the Save-a-thon store Avenue T near Kings Plaza in Brooklyn has grids. Not the exact same ones, but they have it. They have the cutting mats. They have the rotary cutters. They have definitely peaking shears and everything that you need as well. They really, the second floor has everything to do with sewing. I love that shop, and I'm going back to visit, and also a customer as well. With that being said, let's kind of face this down and see if we could do a quick sketch if you want. Okay, you're gonna need some tracing paper, but you can use regular paper and create your own design as well. So let's face the camera down, do a quick layout. I think we have a few minutes. So this is my paper. You want to definitely think about the grid that you're working with. This is definitely like a 9 by, this page is, this is a 9 by 12, this paper, which is perfect. And because I want it to have enough seam allowance, I see that this right here is the 6 by 12 grid, but let's say I needed to add more of a seam allowance, which I should. You want to definitely take into consideration that much and put in a 1/2 inch seam allowance. You can eyeball it if you want, but I'm going to say like right here. You want to just eyeball it. You want to add that. So when you come right here, if you move the ruler up, it's going to give you that 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay? So I'm going to do that. So now we have our 1/2 inch, right? And everything that we're going to do is in this box. Nothing outside the box is in here. So that's when you start saying, okay, well, how much am I going to need? What am I going to do? So I want to do some triangles, right? I want to do a triangle. I can just do triangles all the way. So now, after you have your triangles in place, right, you need to measure each one and how much fabric you're going to use. Remember, we're staying in this line, not on the white part, everything in here. So you want to take your other grid and you want to start measuring. So we're going to do the biggest one. We're going to say it's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to take the biggest part, which is 9. Yes, it is. So we're going to say we need about 10 inches. Well, we're going to say 10.5. Sideways. And then in here, I see is 1 3/4, but I want to add a 1/2 inch on each side. So we're going to say up and down, we're going to use 2.5. Yeah. Okay. So that's just about 2. We're figuring a 1/2 inch on each side. 2.5 inches. So that's a perfect. That's just an idea of how we're going to do this. So with that being said, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to day 29. We kept it simple and sweet, and we will be back tomorrow. Bye.